even know my power. No!
The first coast of Florida enjoying magnificent but windy weather for the 45th annual Bob Hayes Invitational Track and Field Meet presented by Under Armour. A big crowd on hand for the largest single-day high school track event in the country at Earl S. Kitching Stadium in Jacksonville on the campus of Rains High School. And hello everybody, I'm Joby Smith. Certainly a special day and a special year indeed for all the fans here in Jacksonville because Bob Hayes has been elected to the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. And of course, his legacy lives on here at the Invitational Track Meet that happens year in and year out in Jacksonville. And bringing my partner in, Almond Gunter, certainly a guy that knows a lot about track and field, an Olympic qualifier in the 200 meters in Almond, upper echelon runners competing today on the track.
Most definitely today here in Jacksonville, Florida, and it's great for me because I grew up in this area, so it's good to see everybody out. I mean, this is one of the best track meets around, and we're going to see some special stuff happen.
Special indeed. When you talk about some of the runners that have competed in these races out here at the Bob Hayes Invitational, one comes to mind in Jeffrey Demps, a running back with the Florida Gators, clocked 10.25 in 100 meters, Almond. He was special, and certainly we're looking for some more youngsters to compete well today.
Well, I tell you what, with this win, you know, if they get it to their back, then we may see sometimes that's in that area, but I don't think so. I mean, it looks like the wind's in these runners' face, but you're definitely going to see some special times out here. This meet seems to bring out the best in these athletes.
Now when we come back, finals for the girls 100 and boys 110-meter hurdles. The 45th annual Bob Hayes Invitational Track and Field Meet presented by Under Armour introduces its latest innovation, UA running footwear, now available. The Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. By Pepsi, every generation refreshes the world, and Church's Chicken.
Even know my power. No!
They come from all over the world to a corner of Northeast Ohio that celebrates their passion, their commitment, their loyalty. The Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. The ultimate fan experience. No matter which team holds your heart, the single thread that binds is an undying love for the game and its players. Journey to America's premier sports museum and showplace, the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Yeah. May your hands always be busy. May your feet always be swift. And may you have a strong foundation when the winds of change shift. And may your heart always be joyful. And may your song always be sung. May you stay forever young. May you stay forever young.
Every generation refreshes the world.
Cool.
I know what good is. Always gotta change things up. Keep things interesting.
Come to Church's and dive into seafood season with our delicious shrimp. Cooked to golden perfection and full of flavor.
Good is shrimp. Better is more shrimp.
Enjoy a shrimp basket served with lots of shrimp and fries for $2.99.
I know what good is.
Good is eating together as a family.
Or get 10 spicy pieces of chicken for only $7.99.
I know what good is.
I know what good is.
Church's.
This Bob Hayes Invitational Spotlight brought to you by DallasCowboys.com. And welcome back to the Bob Hayes Track and Field Invitational presented by Under Armour. You know, Bob Hayes was certainly a great player on the gridiron for the NFL's Dallas Cowboys, and our man Bob Urzik was out in Dallas to talk to some of his teammates like Roger Staubach and Drew Pearson.
The historic Cotton Bowl is the site of many of Bob Hayes' incredible feats during his NFL career. As a matter of fact, it's right here on this field that he caught a good portion of his still-a-team record 71 touchdown passes, some of those even coming from his former quarterback and Hall of Famer Roger Staubach, who was just one of many of Bob's teammates. We're very excited to hear that he's being inducted into the NFL's Hall of Fame. humbling was it for you when you first got the word that he was going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame?
Well, it's a well-deserved honor for Bob, and it was a exciting moment. And then you kind of reminisce and say, man, you wish Bob was here, and he was here when he went in that Ring of Honor, and he was, that was a great night. Bob has got this personality and is enthusiastic, and he was happy as could be, and this would be extra special for him. So it's well deserved. And I met Bob when I came out of college and played in the college All-Star game in 1965, and I'm out there throwing the receivers, and I realized I had to get the ball up a lot quicker to Bob Hayes, or I couldn't get it to him. So he was unbelievably special as far as a receiver with his quickness, and he was the fastest guy. He'd be the fastest guy in the NFL today. And literally, the way they played defense back then, a lot of man-to-man defense, especially when they blitzed, and you couldn't do that. You could not go man-to-man on Bob Hayes.
Well, Drew, how happy were you and how satisfying was it to see one of your old teammates, Bob Hayes, going to get inducted into the Hall of Fame?
It was a great feeling. I had a feeling once they brought him back in the senior committee through the seniors door that he would have that chance. And so hopefully from there we were having a lot of hope, praying, and anything that we could do to get Bob in there. Then when the news came down, that's when it really felt real. And it's just so glad and elated for Bob, of course, and too bad he's not here to enjoy it, because one of his favorite saying was, every day is a holiday. And this day certainly would have been a holiday for him if he could have been around.
Do you feel like he finally got his just due after all? They changed the defenses for him. They incorporated bump and run, zone defense, just because of his amazing speed.
Yeah, there's no question. Anybody that's made that type of impact on the game, that won a gold medal for the United States in the most prestigious event in the Olympics, the 100-meter dash, and then joins the NFL in one of the most prestigious franchises of all time, the Dallas Cowboys, but comes in and starts right away. Scores 13 touchdowns his rookie year in the NFL. He comes back the next year. They don't believe that this guy is real. He comes back the next year and scores 25 in 2 years. So now they're figuring out, how do we stop this guy? We got to keep him in front of us because he's outrunning everybody. And that's when they said, well, the best way to do that is zone him up and try to play deep. But even in some situations, that didn't hold Bob back, because Coach Landry would devise plays where we could get Bob deep behind the zone defenses based on play action and other things, where you get the safeties to bite up just enough, because with Bob, you didn't need much of a reaction, and then he got behind everybody else.
Now, there's no doubt that Bob Hayes was a very unique individual with some incredible talent. As a matter of fact, he's the only person to ever win an Olympic gold medal and a Super Bowl ring. And this summer, he'll join the great Jim Thorpe as the only ones to become gold medalists and be inducted into the NFL's Hall of Fame. From the Cotton Bowl, I'm Bob Erzik.
Thanks, Bob. Coming up on the 45th annual Bob Hayes Invitational Track and Field Meet presented by Under Armour, the girls and boys finals for the 1-mile run. The 45th annual Bob Hayes Invitational Track and Field Meet presented by Under Armour introduces its latest innovation, UA running footwear, now available by DallasCowboys.com. The Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio, and by Mountain Dew, do the do.